Hey, this is Rob Anspach with another edition of Eheroes. Today's e-hero is Parthiv Shah, who owns e-launchers. And in a little bit, we're going to get into what e-launchers is all about. But Parthiv, thanks for being on the call, and thanks for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you very much. Honored to be here. I have seen some of your other e-heroes. It's great to be in line with those big guns. And thank you for inviting me.
You know, you've been doing marketing for a long time. I know that you're influenced by Dan Kennedy. I've mentioned him on the show a couple of times. And, in my last show, I actually interviewed Adam Whitty, and we talked about our Dan Kennedy story. What's your Dan Kennedy story? How did you, come across Dan and be influenced by him?
Okay, so do you like cookies?
Cookies, yeah.
The whole thing started with a plate of cookies. So one day, we are talking year is 2009, okay? And me and one of my sales reps she's independent, 1099 sales rep, and she has her own thing going on. And we are driving back from someplace back to the office, and she said, "Oh shoot, I missed my thing." I'm like, "What thing?" "Oh, it's a thing. I paid for it." I'm like, "Okay." Well, I mean, we're in traffic. She says, "Oh, but we can." Oh no, we missed the dinner, but we can still attend the after dinner workshop. It's right here in Bethesda, and we're on our way back. So I'm like, okay, but I'm hungry. She said, "Let me see what they can do." So she calls. "Hey Jeff, I want to bring a guest. He's my boss, and but he's hungry." Well, dinner's over. Can you get some cookies? And so he's like, "Sure, we can see what we can do." So then she turns to me and says, "Let's go. They will give you some cookies, even though dinner's over." Cookies. Okay, we'll go. That happened to be a local GKIC chapter meeting at Bethesda Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland. And Dave Gagner and Jack Bachner were running it. They were at Bethesda Country Club. They have never bought cookies after dinner. And they can't buy one because there are like 20 people in the room, so they had to buy a plate, like a plate of cookies. Cost them $400. The cost of acquiring me into Kennedy World was $400. And I walked in, there were like, 20 people in the room, and there is this guy talking about direct mail, lumpy mail, multi-step direct mail, SRDS, list research. I'm like, oh, right, there is a village of people like me. This is kind of cool. So I joined. Fast forward, I bought that chapter. In 2011, I bought it from Ben Glass. Have you had Ben Glass on your show?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, he's like awesome. You got to get him. He has a whole new perspective on life, work balance. I mean, talk about e-heroes. The guy is an in real sense hero. 9 adopted children, got them, raised them, took care of them, sent them to college. Yet he makes millions of dollars. Yet he shows up at home for dinner with family and doesn't leave home before breakfast. I mean, he actually talks about you can be successful on home and business front. I mean, if you're looking for a hero, that's a real hero. So I bought this chapter from Ben Glass, and now I own GKIC Maryland, or whatever we are going to call it now, because they're changing name with Adam. I met Bill Glacier on his book tour, the outrageous advertising that is outrageous successful. I instantly connected. It has 109 campaigns that are canned campaigns just for content. And my roots are in direct response marketing, within that direct mail marketing, within that data intelligence, list research, and market segmentation cycle diversion. That's basically the core where I came from. So I'm like, oh, I gotta be part of it because there is it's almost like a temple or a church. There's a big guy teaching, and he's teaching what I have learned, and I have had to figure it out on my own. And everybody in the audience is a client because he just talks about what you should do, but nobody's doing it. So as Mr. Implementation, I fit right in. So meeting Kennedy ecosystem was a game changer. And then so I started reading and studying, and like I studied everything I could get my hands on, and that's how life on Planet 10 began. So when Adam Whitty bought GKIC, I sent him a letter saying I claim citizenship to Planet 10 or the Kennedy Nation on account of birth. I was born here, and I never left. So this is my homeland. You are the new king.
That's funny. So how did you start e-launchers?
It's a very exciting yet painful story. Okay. Um, Up until e-launchers were successful, well, now let's go back a little bit. Okay, so in 1989, I came to the U.S. I am fast forwarding. And 89, I came here. I began working for a direct mail marketing company. Can I tell you the story about that? Just couple of minutes.
Sure.
So it's 1989. I'm looking for a job. Now I came to America with three dreams. I want an MBA in marketing. I want to be a marketing consultant, and I want to work in prepackaged software. Just three dreams. So now in Boston, I'm looking for my first real legal American job, and I see this ad in Boston Globe about yay big. Direct mail marketing, Cheshire operator. I didn't even know what the Cheshire machine was. I think in today's day and age, 99% of Americans don't know what a Cheshire machine is. It's an automatic labeling machine on envelopes. And I couldn't even pronounce the damn thing, Cheshire. Now I know. So I walk in with a suit and tie. I'm here for the marketing manager position. I don't know what I say to the receptionist. And she put me in the conference and offered me coffee. And within 2-3 minutes, I was in front of the president, vice president, and general manager. And Mr. Peron's like, what do you mean marketing manager? Looking at your resume, first of all, you don't qualify. Two, we don't need a marketing manager. We're a marketing company. We all are marketing managers for other people. Why are you here? I'm like, oh, good. So if you don't need a marketing manager, maybe by the time you need one, I'll qualify. And if you're a marketing manager for other people, I think I should be here. Yeah, but you don't know anything. Huh? I learned. Fine. Okay, you learn. What can you do? I'm like, work. Okay. We like people who can work, but what kind of work can you do? I say, I call people, they pay. What if they don't pay? I call again. What if they get mad? If they get mad, they call you, you sell. It's a simple 6-line business plan. I call, they pay. If they don't pay, I call again. If they get mad, they call boss, tell them, they still pay. Like, okay. All right. I see how it can work. But I have to start you from ground zero. You don't know anything about America. You don't know anything about work. You don't know anything about phone. You don't know anything about script. I'm like, yeah, but I can work. Yes, good. Not a lot of people say that they can work. So, I want to think about it. I said, okay, think. And he's like, no, 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 no. I want to think about it. Sorry, sir. I wait outside while you think. He said, no, 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 no. Give me 2 weeks. Yes, sir. One request. May I work for you for free for 2 weeks while you think? I don't have anything else going on. He hired me. I started that day. I was making $5 an hour, $5. We took that company from $1.8 million in revenue to $9.7 million in revenue. When I left the company, I was the house telemarketer. I turned into back then they used to call us database administrator. Then I became the director of new business development. All I did was call. Hi, do you have a project I can quote on? And no, great. Since you're in between projects, can I come and meet with you and look at the last project you did and help you put together specifications of the next project? You don't have to hire us. You don't even have to give me a permission. So stuff like that. I basically found new business for a direct mail printing and mailing company. That's where I came from. So I started a dot-com company, selling, and the dream was to have a national network of seamstresses who would do pickup and delivery of dry cleaning, where the cleaning is done by a national network of dry cleaners. I would get a little cut from the cleaning fee, a membership play. But the most important thing is every garment would have a tag. We would keep track of how often a particular garment was tagged, and then we'll sell the garment cleansing data to Claiborne and stuff like that. Hey, this guy is wearing this pants. It is washed 9 times. Maybe you should sell them, send them a coupon. So that was the play. Have you heard of NetSuite?
Mm-mm.
It's a large software company.
Mm.
I was the client number 15. I dealt directly with the president to buy this private label cloud from NetLedger to build this system. It was the most spectacular failure of my life. I lost everything. I lost everything except house and the 401k. So I went back to Mr. Perot. Hey, can I get my job back? And he's like, so I began working, not making enough money, so I began teaching. So I taught at University of Phoenix. Then in '02, I reached a point where I didn't owe nothing, but I owed nothing. But I had a corner in my heart that I failed the business. Like you have blood on your hand. So I went back to Mr. Peron and say I want to leave my job again to start my own business again. And he's like, not dry cleaning, right? I'm like, no, no dry cleaning. He said, good. What are you going to do? I said, I'm going to do list research and database administration freelance for direct mail companies and agencies and clients. He's like, oh, that's a good thing because you're selling what you know how to do and you know how to sell, so you'll be okay. I say, would you keep my benefits going and my health insurance going while I get back on my feet? Yeah, I could do that. I say, oh, and can I bring my headset with me? Not the phone, just the headset with me because I'll need the headset. Yeah, sure. And one last thing, would you be my client? So can I keep doing my job as an outsider if I have my first client before I leave? I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I mean, I was lucky. And so that's how with one client, one headset, and about borrowing $20,000 from my brother, I started list launches. I got bought out in '05. That moved me from Massachusetts to Maryland. The buyout didn't go well. The guy who wanted to buy me bought me and bought four other companies and didn't pay anybody. And I had to sue for either my money or custody of the company. They sued, they filed for bankruptcy, and during that traumatized time, I started e-launches. In Maryland. I don't know anybody except the realtor who sold me the house and the lady, the office supplies lady who used to deliver supplies. Okay. And my core social network was attending a BNI meeting. That's in that social ecosystem, I met this tall dude who was very helpful. And as it turned out, he was a president of the local college. And I told him who I am, where my roots are, what kind of work I'm looking for. Now, look, when you're looking to be somebody's database guy or database administrator, before you make a dime, you need to establish trust to a point where you're not a schmuck, you know what you're doing, you're not a thief, you will not steal data, you have competency, and you deserve to command the money that you're commanding. This ain't, hey, can I cut your grass job? This is like, hey, would you let me cut your hair job? If I screw up, you get hurt. And there is no reversal. So I needed to be ushered in. And this guy, Dr. Hercules Pinckney, he actually managed to usher me into a couple, 3 dozen places. About half a dozen, about 10 people hired me. They kept me, they gave me referrals, and that's how e-launchers actually was born. So '06 to '09 were trying times. And so we were barely making ends meet when I arrived at Planet Dan. And then coming to Kennedy Circle was a game changer because it basically transformed me from a guy with a mouse who would code anything for a buck to let me show you what needs to be done. Let me show you how it's done. Let me do it for you, etc., etc. So Kennedy gave me a language to the skill set that I had. So that's my backstory. That's how e-launchers was born.
And that's an awesome story. And the thing is that you were just at a GKIC event and you won a Porsche. I mean, that in itself shows you the determination that you've went through for the last 2 decades to get to where you are. And you've pursued those three dreams constantly to get here.
America is like a good movie. The good guy in the end wins. So if it's not working out, it's not the end. Keep playing the role. Don't take a break. Because America is capable of making anybody who he or she wants to be. It's a very fertile land. Did you know that inbound migration into America is higher than the rest of 190 countries combined?
Wow.
And that's because of this. We have laws, culture, and systems in place to that facilitates and institutionalizes trust. The trust is given to you because in the system, we all trust that if you screw me, system will help me take care of it and reverse most of the damage. And I like that everywhere else in the world. So for that reason, this is a great place. And you can make whatever you want to make out of it. It's like your MBA. It's not what it does for you, it's what you do with it. I'm genuinely grateful to be here, be where I am, and grateful to the heroes of my life who took care of me. So um, I'm I I have an internship program called Learn to Earn. So you can go to my website elaunches.com and click on internship and see how it works. Um, so uh, I went to the college professor, Dr. Hercules Pinckney, and said, "Hey, what can I do to return the favor?" And he was like, "If you want to do something for me, do something for my kids. I got 32,000 kids, but I'm one little guy. What can I do?" And he's like, he told me the story of the starfish. You know the starfish story, right? The like millions of starfish washed up, and two kids walking on the beach, and they say, "Hey, we should do something," and other kids say, "What can we do? There are millions of them." And he picks up one starfish, throws them in the thing, and says, "Made a difference for him." And then both of them start throwing, and the whole community joins, and eventually they say, "Well, starfish." So he's like, "I picked one kid." So in '09, to express gratitude to the college professor and to the college, I started my internship program. And so we take the kids, we teach them how to show up, stay till they're supposed to stay, remain awake while they're here, give them hard skills. We call it e-launchers internet literacy program. So you learn to be able to build a website. You should be able to write a blog. You should be able to publish a blog. You should be able to do this and that on social media. You should be able to use at least two or three different CRM platforms so you understand the core concept of CRM functionalities and how different systems work differently because you never know where you're going to get in when you land a job. And my most important thing that you do is you make 1,000 phone calls. You make 1,000 phone calls. Any kid who does that, this is like a military style boot camp for business. Who wouldn't hire them? The day before yesterday, my 59th kid walked into my life. It's a paid internship. They are not only they are unproductive while they are working, they are here to learn. The name of the internship is Learn to Earn. They don't work for me. I work for them. I'm writing them a check for the privilege of working for them and fixing them up and making them billable. So, can I, 25 minutes, can I make a pitch?
Yeah, I mean, we can go a little bit longer.
If you're making, anybody who's listening to this, if you're making more than $250,000 in top line revenue, take one kid. Take an intern. It's going to cost you money. I mean, it's going to cost you not just the cash that you pay to the kid, but they will break stuff. They will slow your people down. And you will have to do over things that they destroy. So for every $10,000 you spend on a kid, I mean, that's how much it costs you to take a virgin kid who doesn't know jack, and this is the first real professional job where they're making money sitting down. Take that kid and make them useful, billable, direct response marketing fellow, either in marketing silo, business administration silo, finance silo, or creative silo. That's how much it takes, and they are like literally, you give them money, they give you themselves, and then you go to work on them. That's the job if you own an internship program. It ain't free or cheap labor. So why would you do that? I mean, 59 uh, kids, I mean, even with the county subsidy, and I'm still out north of $250,000, and the return on investment is near 100% of that money is gone. There's no assets to show for. There is no actual productive work done. It's all about that. So, and can't call it a charity. So, sure, Dr. Pinson is happy. I meaningfully returned the favor, fell in love with the process. I found my calling, and someday I will not have e-launches and I will only have my internship. And I pray that one of my interns becomes the successor of my company, and I hope and pray that I die in the company of at least one of my interns. So I kind of found where I want to be when I grow up. Okay, so this went very well, but you're not that crazy about it. Nobody who's listening, they're not crazy about that. It's my green line. Might be impressive, but I mean, don't know. So why would you want to do an internship? Here's what an internship program of this magnitude will do for you. If when your business becomes intern worthy, your business is going to become a documented, standardized, systematized, sensible executor of common sense. Nobody holds you accountable more than a 17-year-old kid looking at you saying, why did you do that? Or what are we going to do now? They are emotionally involved in what's going on. They look at you like a superhero. They are observing and they want to do what you do. So, with complete curiosity, they ask you, why did you give him discount? What are we going to do? So you have to think through what you're going to do and explain the logic and rational reason. My intern is my best boss. For that reason, anybody who's watching this and making at least $250,000 or more in revenue, take an intern. It's going to change not just their life, but your life too.
Yeah, you're also setting these young kids up on how to use these phones, because you said, you make them make 1,000 phone calls. I mean, businesses today are getting rid of physical contact on the phone, and they're all going to texting and emails and social media. And, but these kids are leaving with a skill that they can communicate using these.
Okay. So I have a gift for your audience. Have you heard of magnetic marketing?
Yes.
I'm a big student of magnetic marketing. It has made life altering impact on me, my clients, my friends, and everybody I know. Mr. Implementation Systems and Processes guy, I built a magnetic marketing mind map and a magnetic marketing implementation blueprint. I call it magnetic marketing implementation ABCD, any business can do. I would like to give that to your audience. If you go to elaunchers.com/ABCD, you can download the 52-page booklet. If you want me with the book, look, the first $5 an hour job I did, it ended well for me and Mr. Perone. By the way, now, guess where Mr. Perone is? He is the head of print operations at eLaunchers. He sold his company, retired. I asked him to take a leadership role, and so most people go home when they grow up. I brought home to me. So magnetic marketing ABCD. That's what you could. If you go there, I'm sorry, magnetic marketing ABCD. Go to elaunchers.com/ABCD and you can download it. And if you give me $5, I'll actually work for you for half a day. helping you figure out how you can implement magnetic marketing in your life. Half day. That's, what like, I get 7,500 a day, so that's worth like 30,000 bucks. But can't take everybody. But as long as you are a business owner with a great head, and a competent head on your shoulder, and I'll do that. And I'm going to hit you hard at starting an internship. I would like you to. I'm going to be working for you for free to the tune of thousands of dollars. I have earned the right to ask you to do something. See, I'm the kid who threw first starfish. I want the rest of the community to join. So I have a dream to have my internship framework adopted by companies. I don't care if you take your own child, but take a kid in your business and invest in the next generation. Because otherwise, when you die, nobody will cry.
I think one of the favorite sayings that I've heard from you was that you'll follow up until they pay you or until they get a restraining order against you.
Yeah.
And, that to me tells me that you're persistent and that you will continue to go after your dream until someone tells you to stop. And, that to me is why you are an e-hero, and you go about teaching those same philosophies, those principles to others, and you try to inspire the young kids to learn how to do this now so that they know how to do it as they get older.
Thank you. So I wrote a book called Business Kama Sutra. It's on the subject of follow-up, fail-safe follow-up. It says of Business Kama Sutra, from persuasion to pleasure. And it basically drafts a journey from being a looker into a buyer, from a prospect into a conversation, into an opportunity, into a transaction, into a relationship, into an advocacy, into a lifelong friend. And we don't have time to get into the nuts and bolts of this. But if anybody wants this book for free, they can just go to businesskamasutra.com. You can get the digital copy for free. For a few bucks, you can get the print book, and for a little more, couple more bucks, $50, you can get like a whole implementation kit and a big box shows up and stuff like that. So if you like to read, if you like to study, I've got a very large library. I'll be happy to just reach out to me. I'll be happy to share what I got, what I learned, and my notes and my mind map. I have not missed a single session of Kennedy speaking at any GKIC platform and any Kennedy June stage. I was there, sitting next to the projector. I can see them. I should be able to make an eye contact with the speaker and look at the screen. The 3 seats in the room where, and one of them's mine. I like run to get that, and I take notes. So this event where I won the car, my mind map has 1,062 bullet points. So it's like, sometimes someone will elbow me, hey, stop typing so hard. But it's like, so if you have a friend, or if anybody who's a Kennedy student wants my notes, sure. I'm not a teacher, I'm a fellow student. I'll be happy to share what I learned. I got it from your Guru Kennedy.
So there you go, folks. That's why Parthiv is an e-hero. And I want you to go to his website, elaunchers.com, and take advantage of his offer. Just /ABCD.
ABCD.
And learn all about Parthiv and learn about Dan Kennedy and marketing and just start to learn how direct response, copywriting, And all these different systems and procedures can help your business. So thank you, Parthiv. And I will see the rest of you guys on the next podcast.
Thank you.